According to a report in the French daily Le Parisien, at least 2,800 children in France are living on the streets, with approximately 700 of them being under the age of 3.
프랑스에서 최소 2,800명의 어린이가 노숙 생활을 하고 있으며 그중 700여 명은 3세 이하의 유아라는 프랑스 일간 르파리지앵의 보도가 나왔습니다. This is shocking.
Yeah, very, very sad. When I read this, it reminds me of the movie The Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith and his son, because they're homeless for a certain period of time, anyways. And yeah, so basically you have these people that are living without shelter and kids.
Exactly. I think the exact number was 2,880 something. So it's close to 3,000.
3,000, yeah, just under 3,000. Maybe a better way to say it.
Yeah. 자, 그러면 한번 굉장히 안타까운 상황인데요. 이렇게나 많은 어린이들이 지금 노숙 생활을 하고 있다라는 얘기입니다. It's estimated, of course. They haven't gone around counting every single one, but it's shocking nonetheless. Living on the streets is our first vocabulary.
Yeah, when you say living on the streets, literally you're saying that that's where they're living. They don't have their own home. So when you and I, or hopefully all of our listeners, at the end of the day, they go home and they have a roof over their heads. You have a bed and a room to sleep in. But these people, they don't have a place to go. They don't have their own address and a place to wash even, to shower and clean up. So, they have to either find a shelter, which isn't necessarily always available, or a lot of people are staying in building lobbies and hospital, airport waiting rooms, places like that.
Living on the streets는 하나의 덩어리 표현인데요. I think you'd always add the S at the end instead of saying living on the street.
Yes, living on the streets, correct.
네, S를 꼭 붙여서 living on the streets라고 하면은 노숙 생활을 한다라는 뜻이 되겠습니다. Another expression used for this particular news is homeless.
Yes.
But it means the same thing in this case. And the next expression is approximately.
Yeah, when we use the word approximately, it means that we don't know or we're not going to use the exact number. We're going to use, as you mentioned, an estimate or, a number that's around that.
Right.
Now, rather than saying, let's say hypothetically that the number is 711, then sometimes you don't want to say 711. It sounds easier to say approximately 700 or around 700 or estimates are near 700 rather than saying 711.
네. 숫자를 이제 대략 거의라는 의미로 썼을 때 쓰고요. 사실 이제 approximately는 대략에 가깝습니다. So it could be above or below. It doesn't matter when you say approximately. Around도 마찬가지입니다. 그래서 대략 이 정도란 뜻이죠.
And I would say that there is a bit of a cultural difference when it comes to that in news. Because I notice when I watch Korean news, they always try to give the exact number of things on the news. Like I'll hear like the one in there or the six, the nine. Whereas in North American news, I think we like to say around or more than or less than or, they'll
give rounded numbers.
Yeah, a rounded number that just sounds easier to say.
Exactly.
And it's because the number, when you add every 10, every 1 into the number, then it just becomes more wordy.
That's right.
And it doesn't sound as good.
That's
but
right,
I think Koreans think it sounds more exact though. So it's a difference of culture, I would say.
Yeah. rounded number라고 하면은요, 똑 떨어지는 숫자라는 뜻이고요. 영어 뉴스에서는 실제로 웬만해서는 이제 똑 떨어지는 숫자로 처음에 얘기를 하죠. 헤드라인을 얘기할 때는. 그러다가 이제 구체적인 설명할 때 정확하게는 몇이다. 이렇게 부연을 하는 경우가 많습니다. 그래서 이렇게 2,800 몇십 몇 이렇게 하는 것보다는 그냥 2,800 아니면 3,000 이렇게 해서 표현을 할 수 있는데 그때 approximately, around 같은 단어를 쓰면은 되겠습니다. 자, 다시 한번 읽어볼게요. According to a report in the French daily Le Parisien, at least 2,800 children in France are living on the streets, with approximately 700 of them being under the age of 3. Now let's move on to the final headline.